Welcome back to my channel. The subjects we are going to discuss today are time cone, periodic table, Metatron, fundamental particles. So let's start with periodic table first. I always used to tell about the periodic table. Our periodic table right now, what we have, is not the correct representation of the elements, physical elements. Basically, it should not be like that, and in a rectangular shape, but instead it should be in a conical shape rather. So starting with hydrogen here, ending with element 118, it should be the periodic table should look like this. And let us see what exactly the periodic table is now. This structure, as I always tell you, is called the Chichen Itza step pyramid. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 floors, and here they have steps, small steps to reach the top. So there are 91 steps on each side. So 91, what does 91 represent? 91 is nothing but the sum of 3 cube and 4 cube. 3 cube is basically esoterically represents moon. 4 cube represents sun. So 3 cube 27 plus 4 cube 64 gives you 91 steps. These 91 steps represent the middle world in which we are living, and we have, of course, the sun and moon, including sun and moon, the numbers of sun and moon total up to 91. The other way to put it is actually there are 13 steps on each floor here, meaning 13 into 7. 13 into 7 is also 91. So what exactly it means? It means that this pyramid represents our present solar system, where we have 7 planets, right? And those 7 planets have intermediate 13 stages. Those in Hindu mythology, we have 14 lokas, and the 14th loka here is the Satyaloka. And 13 we have, in between we have 13 lokas. So these 13 steps represent the 13 lokas, and 7 the 13 into 7 is 91. So there are 91 steps here, and there are 4 such sides to the pyramid. So 91 into 4 is 364. That is nothing but the number of days. Here we have, let us look at ordinary this Pascal's triangle. This in the Pascal's 14th row we have 91 and 364. So this is the 14th step has 91 steps, this if you call these steps, and 364 is the number of days in the year. So 4 times 91 is 364. This row is what the Chichen Itza pyramid represents. So there are 91 days on each side and 4 quarters of the year. 4 quarters of the year equal up to 364 days plus 1 year at the top. That is the esoteric meaning of this pyramid. But instead, basically to accommodate periodic table, which has 118 elements, in this pyramid, what we have to do, let us explore. So instead of having 13 steps and only 9 stories, 9 planets, if you have 9 floors. Actually, there are 9 floors here already. The provision is there, but basically what happens is planets are not yet formed. Only till Saturn we have planets. I mean, true planets. The Uranus and Neptune are just simply shadow planets. So they didn't take them into consideration. And if once Uranus and Neptune also become regular planets, then how many floors we will have? All the 9 floors we will have, and all the 9 floors into 13 will be 117, right? This, so the ideal, though the present pyramid has only 91 steps here, the future pyramid, or rather I would say, we are already into that phase where we have 9 regular planets. So if you have 9 regular planets, all these 9 floors will be totally utilized, and each will have 13 steps here. 13 into 9 will be 117, meaning the element 117 would be naturally available when the Neptune also becomes a regular planet, like our Earth. Meaning all the 9 floors of this pyramid will be filled with 13 each, 13 steps each. Then that will be here, it will be the 14th loka will be can be achieved. So and I also, let us go to the other slide here. I always, first I'll explain. I wrote a book in 2010. In that book, this is an illustration from that book. This is the pure energy, what I refer to as 16 cube, the fourth sun. This is 16 cube, pure energy. This is our middle world where 2/3 of the energy is in kinetic form and 1/3 is in potential energy. 1/3 is potential energy, and this is the perfect potential energy, or this is mass. This is a quantum world. This is our world, present world, middle world, and this is the higher world, right? Pure energy, amalgamation of both, and here we have pure mass. So quantum world, relative, present world, relativistic world. So that is how I explained them then, and yeah, and also let us go to the other one. I think, yeah, here the same thing I have represented, the same figure I took, and instead of the 16 cube is represented as cube here, pure energy, and below you have this pyramid, step pyramid, having 118 elements, and here you have 120 squared. 120 squared, if you are wondering, that is the if this is the energy provider in the for the system 13616, 136 squared is equal to 16 cube plus 120 squared. That is, see, this is the total system. This is the energy provider, this is the firmament. So 16th firmament is rather, if you consider this as a male, this is a female. So 16th companion spouse, he'll be 120 squared. So that 120 squared is what we have here. So 120 squared, and 120 elements we have, as we have seen, and I'll have to explain, I think, one more thing here. 121, the element 121 is galactic superatom. That is the least atom of the galactic sun, the world, next world, galaxy, let's say. So that 121 gives up some energy and becomes 120, which is like neutron, galactic neutron, and then that gives up one photon again and becomes 119, which is nothing but galactic proton, uh, or a photon. I mean, what is photon? I will explain. This is a galactic proton. This is neutron, galactic proton, and this whole thing 118 is the galactic electron, right? For how it will supply energy. Let's say here you have here the mass of here, if you see, mass of 119 protons divide into c number of particles and provide energy to 118 elements. So 121 is the atom. For those who don't know much about physics, then let me explain. Uh, uh, the energy actually, where is it? Yeah, here. The energy in the relativistic world, which Einstein has come up with this formula, energy is given by mc squared, yeah, where m is mass and c is the speed of light. And in quantum world, we have the energy is given by h nu, where h is called the Planck's constant. And in 1992 or so, I discovered that this Planck's constant can also be computed as 119 times mass of proton divided by speed of light. So if you take 119 into 1.67 into 10 raised to minus 27, which is mass of proton, so 119 protons mass, and divide it by 3 into 10 raised to 8, you will get Planck's constant. That means, yeah, so that is relevant here. So that means this 119, this 119 is the element which actually divides into 3 into 10 raised to 8 particles. And that is the one photon. This becomes 3 into 10 raised to 8 particles, and one such particle will have energy of Planck's constant. So as many elements you have, whatever be the number, let us say if you have element 116, so you have to take 116 into Planck's constant. That will give the energy required for this 116. So this 119 splits into, becomes electromagnetic wave, and that electromagnetic wave supplies energy to all of these elements up to hydrogen. So this pyramid is basically fed by this 119. In fact, the origin is 121. 121 is the origin of energy. It becomes 120. 120 becomes 119, and 119 becomes electromagnetic wave, and it provides energy to 118 elements. 118 is a electron. You can say this is a total. That is the last element in our periodic table. So periodic table should be represented like this in a conical form, and this pyramid should have how many steps? uh, 117 steps. 117 steps, meaning 13 into 9 floors. These all 9 floors, meaning all the planets are populated. Not population, it has nothing to do with population. Basically formed, fully formed. They are firmaments. Even Neptune becomes a firmament. Then we will have 117 elements, and the element 117 will be naturally available in the crust, Earth's crust. Or I mean, when Neptune also achieves its full capacity, becomes a full regular planet, not just a shadow planet, Uranus and Neptune, then we will have 117, element 117 will also be available in the Earth's crust. That's what it means. Okay, then let us go to the other one here. We have the time cone. Second one is time cone. Time cone. See, if you this is nothing but Pascal's triangle. This is inverted Pascal's triangle, and the elements increase here. Here the this is a quantum world. So, and the entanglement happens here. As I just now explained, element 121 splits into, becomes 120 and 119. 119 becomes the electromagnetic wave and supplies energy to all these elements, right? So, though this is Pascal's triangle I represented, you can as well represent in the terms of elements also, right? Same 120 elements if you take, and 120 elements here, and then this 120 the just splits into 119, and 119 becomes electromagnetic wave, and that electromagnetic wave feeds the mass or the, what do you call, the quantum world. And so the energy here will be, of course, as I always tell you, the energy will be in terms of the qubits, right? 10 raised to 2, 10 raised to 4, 10 raised to 8. This is the 8 is nothing but 2 raised to n. 2 raised to n, where is the number of the row. Third row will have 8, 2 cube will be 8, 2 raised to 4 is 16. Like that, these are the qubits, and 10 raised to those qubits gives you the energy of that particular row. So they get entangled. This is where, in fact, the Paul Dirac's equation comes into picture. Paul Dirac's equation proves that there are, for every particle there is an antiparticle. So something like that. For every particle on this side, you have an equivalent particle on the other side. So let's see what quickly what they can be. See, let us say here we have this label. I call it Metatron, and I'll show you later why I call it Metatron. And then we have the life. Fifth one, I always say it is life. Fourth one is mass or gravity, and the third one is light. The second one is heat. The first one is sound. So for sound, there is an particle here which represents sound is gluon. The particle which represents heat here on this side is thermion. Light is represented by photon. Mass is represented, or gravity is represented by graviton. Life is represented by tachyon, and Metatron is represented by Higgs boson. Higgs boson is called the God's particle, and Metatron, in the esoteric terms, Metatron also is called kind of God, or not God exactly, but that guy Enoch is supposed to have gone to heaven, and I think the Metatron is nothing but enlightened man, the advanced form of light. This is the that guy, and how Metatron looks like. We'll look at it later. And the same thing I explained here. 16 cube is the Metatron guy will rise up from here, and 16 cube is a pure energy form. This is the our middle world is the what do you call, mixture of kinetic energy, 2/3 kinetic energy, 1/3 potential energy, and here you have the fully formed potential energy, or the energy, it's the mass itself, the quantum world. By the more you go down, you will end up in quantum world. More you go up, you will end up in relativistic world, that is E equal to mc squared world. And yeah, so these are the energies as usual. And the time also we can count the time also, represent time also with these steps. So it starts with the second, when the what do you call, the it becomes the least, 121 becomes 119. That's the stage where the quantum world starts, quantum entanglement happens. That's where we have second. Then next to that, let's say at 120, the neutron level, we have minute. At 121, we have hour. And then go with the increasing levels of the pyramid, the what do you call, the power, the energy providers. These are 1 cube to 15 cube, 1 cube to 15 cube on either side. And this, once the um, as these energies increase, that much time it takes to uh, become for the quantum entanglement, let's say. So if you go higher and higher, it will take longer and longer for that to become mass, let's say. So the different steps are, of course, as we know, second, minute, hour, day. When we our say he somewhere, our sun is somewhere here, so this is a day of one, uh, sun's one day, week, month, quarter, year, and galactic sun, galactic minute, galactic hour, galactic day. When you reach galactic day, that is 120 squared, meaning the 16 cubes one day. The higher sun, the summer sun is somewhere here, and this sun's one day is 120 squared. This whole firmament would have formed with is one energy from one day's energy of the sun. This whole firmament will be such as what do you call, supplies energy. One day's energy will be equal, enough for this 120, this pyramid of 120 squared. So yeah, it goes on like that. And galactic year will be somewhere in the 16 cube. 16 cube, whole 16 cube, if you utilize, that will take one galactic year. So that is a kind of a time. And then we have some esoteric terms. What is Metatron? Metatron is basically uh, looks like this. It is basically um, combination of two cones, two triangles, triangular shapes. One, two, three, three vertices. One, two, three vertices. So this vertex, which is pointing upwards, this triangle is the male component. This triangle, which whose vertex points downwards, is called is the what do you call, female component, right? So the Metatron is basically the combination of these two, this triangle and this triangle combined together is Metatron. Okay, so in my opinion, this Metatron is can be the least possible element at which the concept of Metatron is possible is 126. At 126, the element 126, Metatron, for the first time, the guy will be free of this material world, and he barely reaches the here. If you go at this ninth level, not this one, here, if you see here 126, 126 is the life. Oh, 1, 2, 3. one, two, three, four, five. Fifth level is always energy, life. I always tell you. So at this level, this guy, the corresponding energy priority is 9 cube. Uh, Here he achieves the freedom from this world, and once each reaches 10th world, 10th row, or 10th energy priority of 10 cube, then he would become Metatron. This is where perfect order exists. I always tell you about even the Sankhya Darshana and all. In Sankhya Darshana or Hindu mythology, the 10th avatar is Kalki. So this Kalki avatar, or whatever, the one who sees the heaven for the first time is called, achieves perfect order, is can be called the Metatron here. So that is the Metatron guy. And as I told you, this pyramid has 120 elements, as we have seen earlier. Here 120 elements. The pyramid represents 120. And the least thing that is needed is 126. We also have this 123, 124, 125 making 126, right? So that for that the minimum thing is 9 cube. We should cross the ninth level of the Pascal's triangle, then there is a chance of you entering the heaven, real heaven. So and also this here, the yeah we so the wings represent Metatron. Metatron is like as I just now told you, shown you here, the intersection of these two triangles is Metatron, and that Metatron is represented by these wings. You can flying in the sense your soul reaches such height that this material world no longer is part of you. You are no longer part of this material world. You are in heaven, kind of. And when you talk about the next, this part of the pyramid, let's say, then this is 125, 123, 124, 125 together make 126, as we can see in the Pythagorean triad, right? Those cubes. So this 125 guy, in my opinion, is a 5 cube. 125 is nothing but 5 cube. So this 5 cube is guy is the deity of the Chichen Itza Mexican people, Mayan people who built the Chichen Itza pyramid. They always think that their god is called Kukul Khan, and that they always believe that someday Kukul Khan will return to his home. This is a home. They think this is a home. Below this pyramid, here, from here, somewhere here, there is a temple for the snake temple. Big head of snake will be there. That is temple of the snake. And when you clap, standing opposite this pyramid, if you clap, you will hear bird sounds from here and snake sounds, rattlesnakes rattling sound from here, snakes rattling sound. So this snake is the Kukul Khan, the god of the Mayans, who they think one day will return to his home here. So through this chimney like thing, through this chimney, he will come back and uh, come back to this place, they think. So that Kukul Khan is 125. It is nothing but, this world is nothing but, as I told you, the quantum world. Here, this is the mass, the quantum world, and that is the world he comes back to here. This is a quantum world. This is a quantum world. This is a middle world. If you can see, he is always represented as, this is the picture of basically Yaldabaoth. the Aldabath of St. John's Apocryphon. And on his either side we have moon and sun, as you can see. So this whole pyramid represents 91 steps, nothing but moon, the numbers of moon and sun, sum of 27 and 64 make 91, and 125 is the energy provider. As you can see here, 5 cube, this 5 cube is this guy, what do you call it, Kokul Khan or Yaldabath, or so many names. In fact, the Lucifer, who is in the form of a dragon. He is called a plumed serpent in sense, a snake which has wings. He's one such guy. He's basically a dragon, and the dragon, along with moon and sun, I always tell you about that equation. Tell you about the sum of 3 cube, 4 cube, 5 cube is 6 cube. So he rules up to Neptune. If you take the numbers, add up the numbers of the planets, individual planets, it will come to 216, 6 cube. And this basically represents that 6 cube, in the sense this guy is 5 cube, this guy is 4 cube, this guy is 3 cube, 3, 4, 5 make 6 cube, and he has hold dominion till this, or till the Neptune, planet of Neptune. So yeah, so 126 is the Metatron guy. If you want to break out of this prison, if you want to achieve prison break from this pyramid, the solid, what do you call, the Saturn matrix, or the in different religions, in PIE they call it Jormungandr in Norse mythology. So that Jormungandr, if you want to break away from the grip of this coils of this guy, you have to achieve 126 at the minimum. The guy who achieves this attains, creates this element 126, can be no longer be controlled by this guy 125. And I think the present one is 181. The present element that is being produced is 181, the Ra. That Ra guy is, you can say here, 42, 181. This is the prime number. We are at this stage, and so this guy, we have already broken this guy's grip, and we are 2/3 on our way to heaven. That's the present status, I think. So yeah, thank you very much for watching the video. Let us meet some other time, and we have something more interesting to discuss. Yeah, always I find this very interesting. This is this Chichen Itza pyramid, along with the Pascal's triangle, is a secret to next world. Okay then, bye for now.